love me, and I'm forever changed. I've abandoned everything I've ever known. Now I surrender, my life is not my own. I belong to you.
It was hard. What was hard about it? Everything. Stress.
Made you feel like you was at school again?
Yeah. Do you know what? How was it when you done it by yourself first? Be honest. When you done that game by yourself, how was it?
That's what I got.
It was what?
That's why I got this one.
I'm coming for that. I'm coming for that. I'm coming for that. Okay. What about when you done it together?
Who got more when they did it together?
Yeah. Okay.
Most people got.
And then what about when you done it as a group collective?
Even more. Yeah.
Even more answers. So this is just team building game. It's to show you, yeah, sometimes in marriages there are weaknesses and there are strength. See, our marriage works based on weakness and strength. So whatever I'm strong at, my wife may not be strong at it. But it doesn't mean I'm going to downplay her and discourage her. I'm going to build her up. And whatever she's strong at, she builds me up wherever I'm weak at. So when you've done it by yourself, you struggle a bit. Some of us struggle a bit in life when we do it by ourselves. But 2 hands is better than 1 hand. The Bible says it. 1 chase 1,000, 2 chase 10,000. Look at the gap. That's a big gap. So now when you're done it with your next door neighbor, it was better because it takes community to bring up a family and to be a family. See, when you work together, you're able to get the right result at the right time and with good pace as well. Sometimes you have to be patient with the other person. You have to wait for their timing, for their answer. And because they might not have the answer that you have, but they might have the right answer. You know, it's just all about good communication skills and patience. That's what we're just trying to show you guys. And for ourselves, what we've learned is just community.
Yeah. So you're probably wondering, like, what was that game about? I came to a marriage seminar to listen about marriage stuff. Why am I here marking, you know, warning lights on a car dashboard? So I'm going to speak a little bit about how that relates to marriage. I need everyone to look at that.
Should we switch that light off?
Or no? Switch it off? No, because I need it for.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how does it relate to marriage? So I'm going to pick on Roland because you came late. I'll pick on you today. So why do you think warning lights on a car dashboard are important? Why do you believe it's important?
In what sense?
Like, why are they there? What's the point of warning lights on a car dashboard?
So the car, okay, they're there to illuminate any sort of dangers or issues that the car has, obviously, for the driver to be aware of.
Yeah, exactly. So next slide. So here's a description. I'm not going to read it all, but you can read it yourself. About, you know, why are warning lights on a car dashboard important? Yeah, I'm not going to read it all, but we all know that the warning lights come up in the car to make the driver aware of what's going wrong within the car. Okay, and it also helps to preempt a breakdown or even a full-on failure. All right. So next one. This is the same with marriage. I'm going to relate how it relates to marriage now. There's many times warning lights come up in our marriage, but we choose to ignore it sometimes. Yeah, this is my own experience of something that happened to me when I ignored an actual warning light that came up on my car dashboard. So I was driving somewhere one day. I think it was a wedding or baby shower, one of them, and the petrol light was already showing the night before. As it does. So yeah, so I woke up in the morning, it was still there. It's not going to change, but until I do something about it. And then, because I was in a rush, I thought, you know what, let me just go to the petrol station on the way back. Who's ever done that before? Yeah. Be honest. Because it's just long, especially when you're rushing and all of that. You're just saying, okay, let me do it on the way back. Little did I know, I broke down. Yeah, I did not get to my destination. I feel like I'm at school teaching again. I did not get to my destination. So what ended up happening is that it wasted time, it wasted energy. I had to push my car to the side of the road. I had to ask someone to help me. And then it cost me money. Not only time, but it cost me money. I had to pay for the bus to the petrol station and then pay for those, what are they thing called? Petrol tanks, yeah? Fill it up, take the bus again, go all the way back to my car. I was late anyway now. Definitely going to be late. So yeah, next slide. So how am I related to marriage? So this is exactly what happens in marriage. There are many warning lights that come up in our marriages. Okay, but we choose to ignore them. We choose to ignore them, and sometimes the cost of ignoring it is more than if we would just have done something about it in the first place. Okay, just like the cost of me ignoring the simple petrol light. I may have looked at it like, oh, it's just a petrol light that came, I can do it later on. The cost in marriage is a lot more if you ignore these warning lights than if you was to just do something about it. And I've just got like 2 quick illustrations there. So the picture on the left, warning light. You may think, oh, but they're just on their phones. What's the problem with that? That's a warning light because maybe there's lack of communication. You both rather speak to the outside world rather than communicating together. Sometimes it does get to that point in marriage, okay? And those are little warning signs or warning lights that come up that, you know, you need to actually figure it out. And I'll go through that in a minute. I don't want to go ahead of myself. And then on the right is a lady. I'm not trying to be biased, by the way. She looks very frustrated. And I don't know, maybe she's frustrated because they don't go out as often anymore. It could be anything, and vice versa. Maybe the man is frustrated in his marriage. There could be many reasons why. But in marriage, I believe that it's up to the 2 individuals in marriage to take that time out to get to know and be into their spouse, to understand what is going on. Just like, what's going on with this car? I'm going to take it to the garage. What is going on with my spouse? I'm going to speak to them, communicate with them. And like what I said, the cost of ignoring these warning lights can be more than if we would have just done something about it. That's the end result. And who else is in this picture other than the husband and wife? Children. So now we know that it's not just about us. It's about generations. And that's what Journey of a Lifetime is about. It's about, you know, encouraging people to understand that marriage is not just about you. It's about the generation that follow after you. Okay? Because it does affect them as well. Next one. So there are 2 types of warning lights. There's a warning light where you can do something about it, and there's a warning light that comes out on, which is beyond your own control. So, for example, with a car, if the petrol light comes on, are you going to run to the garage? No, it's something you can do, isn't it? Yeah, you're going to take your car to the petrol station because the car needs the energy, enough energy for the destination. Yeah. What about when it's beyond your control? If something, I don't really know much about cars, but just say, for example, the engine breaks down. Can you fix it unless you're a mechanic? Where are you going to take it? Yeah, to the garage. Or the perfect place to take it actually is to the mechanic or to the manufacturer. Why the manufacturer, do you think? Because it's the actual people that created the car, isn't it? Yeah, the maker. Yeah. All right, next one. All right, so this is when a petrol light comes up in your marriage. Yeah, when the petrol light comes up in your marriage, this is something that is not beyond our own control. This is something that we can do. All right. So sometimes in marriage, we need to top up our marriage with a little bit of petrol. What are the types of petrol? Maybe you just need a little bit of romance, like the picture there. You know, husbands, start buying your wife flowers again. Yeah, wives, rub your husband's feet again. You know, because something happens within that transition. Let's be honest, and now I'm aiming at the men. Yeah, at the beginning of your marriage, or even when you was courting, you would travel from Birmingham all the way to London just to see your spouse. Yes or no? There's something happens where you just stop doing those little things again, you know, and then the wife is like, please just take me to the garden at least, you know, do something, you know. So, or you may just need to implement a few activities, because in marriage you kind of lose that, I don't know, people just become dull sometimes in marriage. Like, liven it up again, you know, put the petrol in. We need a bit of petrol in our marriage. Yeah. And then maybe you just need a top up of communication. So that's the last picture. Next one. Okay, so what happens? Where do you take it? Where do you take your car when it's beyond your own control? Like how I kind of related the car to the marriage. So when the car breaks down and it's beyond your control, it's not the oil light, it's no longer the petrol light. You may be saying, you know what? I don't think romance, we've gone beyond romance. We've gone beyond activities. We've gone beyond communication. I think it's a lot deeper than that. Where do you take it? Yeah? You take it to the manufacturer, the one that created the car. So where would you take your marriage? Marriage is God's. Yeah? Marriage is from God. Alright? So what does it say here? Give your marriage back to the one who created it, which is God. He can fix it. So what is that? Marriage. Yeah? God brought Eve to Adam and the two became one. That's exactly what you are. You are one flesh. Yeah? Even though you don't look like Siamese twins right now, you're not joined together. But spiritually, you are joined together. You are created as one. Okay? And where is it from? It's from God. So I don't want to go on because we've got so much to do. But I just want to encourage us that, you know, to begin to be intentional about our marriages. You know, successful marriages don't just happen, you have to make them happen. So what we want to get out of today is for you guys to understand that you guys are actually made for each other. You're not made for anyone else, but you're made for each other. Okay? Amen.
Amen.